Well, hello, hello, hello. It's your girl, Sean LeRae. And guess what? It's time for Boss Talk. Y'all know what time it is. Good evening, y'all, and welcome to Boss Talk LA with Sean LeRae. It's so good to see you on this fine Wednesday. So take a moment and invite friends. Y'all know it's your loved ones. We have to hear from tonight. Well, welcome back. It is Wellness Wednesday. And y'all, today I especially need to tap into my breath and do a little bit of breathing and get my wellness back. Today was a tough day. We said, see you later to one of my dear, dear mama friends. Mother Yvonne Elizabeth Brown was laid to rest today at Eternal Valley Cemetery, and it was really hard. She was the matriarch of the Brown family, the mother to four beautiful Brown sisters who are my dear friends, and she leaves behind grandchildren and great grandchildren and a host of friends and family. And it was really, really a difficult loss. She passed away on February the 1st of this year. And I got to go and see her on the 31st. So I'm so grateful for that gift to be able to see her. She still looked as beautiful as ever. Mama Brown was 85 years old when she departed this life. But let me tell y'all something. This woman was beautiful. She had a beautiful spirit, but she was physically beautiful, just gorgeous, and had a great big old heart, and was just the life of every party and loved to dance. And so I want to honor her today by doing the poem that I wrote for her and delivered today at her service. So bear with me a moment while I read it, because it means a lot to me, and I'm sure you will love it, and you'll get to know a little bit more about Mama Brown after I read this. So okay, let's take a moment and set the tone just right. It's important we set the right mood for a woman whose light shines so bright. Now, y'all know what they say. Many are called, but few are chosen. And our Mama Brown was handpicked by God, and she lived her life like it was golden. I know y'all know exactly and for sure what I'm talking about, but to make sure you're tracking with me, if she was amazing, let me hear you shout, amen. Now, look, y'all, this is Mama Yvonne Elizabeth Brown we're celebrating. So say it loud again, amen. She was the mother to the four beautiful Brown girls. What a blessing for them, one and all. Mama Brown taught them what it means to be a real woman of God and how to always stand tall. Now, Papa Obi had the distinct honor, pleasure, and gift to call her wife. And together, those two taught everyone with whom they came into contact how to have style and class while living this life. If you ever saw these two, you knew what true love, character, and undying devotion was all about. And listen, if you saw them on the dance floor, let's face it, y'all, you know they could turn it out. When Mrs. Yvonne Brown walked into any venue, Coach Brown on her arm, everyone stopped to look at the picture of loving kindness, fashion, and charm. Mama Brown never met a stranger. She invited everyone in and treated them all with respect. If she was ever upset or feeling some type of way, well, I must say, it was never something I could detect. She never made it about her, yet lighting up any room was her superpower. When she gracefully floated into the space, it was just a given. She was the woman of the hour. Now, I don't mean she was loud or demanded attention everywhere she went. No, it was just the God in her, that warm, rich glow that made you know she was heaven sent. There was just something about her that drew you in, and you knew you were in the presence of a special lady. And in all the years I've known her, and I'm sure you will agree, she was never associated with anything shady. Like all good Southern women, Ma Brown could throw down in that kitchen like no other. That, among her many loving, sweet, and nurturing qualities, is how she just became everybody's mother. I will always remember her love for the holidays. At Christmas, the Brown house was like a treasure chest, truly a sight to behold. December 24th was always a favorite. Christmas carols, gumbo, friends, family, and a memory more precious than gold. When I think of Mama Brown, I will always remember that golden smile and ageless beauty, beautiful inside and out. A small package with a giant heart, a soulful, giving spirit. She radiated an angelic presence without a doubt. Yvonne Elizabeth Brown lived a stellar life of purpose, prayer, poise, patience, courage, and grace. A wife, a mother, sister, friend, a woman of noble character, she will for sure see the Master's face. She served the Lord day in and day out with diligence, tenacity, and pride, a mighty soldier to the end. Truth, honor, and righteousness, the Bible as her guide, she now resides with our Heavenly Father. On that we can depend. Mama Brown left a legacy of love that will live on through the ages as she brought with her the purity of baby Jesus and the gift of joy. She leaves us with life lessons that abounded from her wisdom and with a strict code for life that we can employ. We will miss you, Mama Brown. You have been so much to so many, and it's hard to see you go. So we will live well and do you proud. Be good to one another so we can see you again for show. So hear ye, let the trumpets sound as we all say her name, Yvonne Elizabeth Brown. Let us look to the sky. As the heavenly hosts usher in Mama Brown, we say, see you later, for you taught us this is not goodbye. Thank you for allowing me to share that with you all tonight. Mama Brown was truly, truly a special woman, and we honor her memory uh, from here on out. And so let's see who's out here tonight. Oh, Mr. Seals. He says, oh, I can't wait to meet this couple tonight. And he says, I remember when I first met this lady, I was compelled to speak about her loving spirit and her loving and angelic spirit. It was like she was an ancient goddess queen living amongst the present. That is true. When he met her, he was just compelled to share with her what he felt in her presence. And I'm so grateful that he had the opportunity to do that. So thank you, honey. So y'all, we are going to just take one great big old cleansing breath, because again, it's Wellness Wednesday. So just from the depth of your souls, take a breath in, a cleansing breath, and just hold it for that one split second. And as you inhale all that is good. And as you exhale, let go of all that does not serve you. So here we go. Ready? To the count of 4, breathing in. Hold it, and let it go. Thank you. I feel better. So I'm so excited. Y'all know this is Love Month, and you know I love love as a newlywed and all. And I can't wait for you to meet my guest tonight. So I'll tell you a little bit about them. And then when you get them on here, you know how I love to tell stories of how we meet. So we'll start with the lady, Nicole Elizabeth Squires. Nicole is the host of Recovery Switch, the author of Seasons. She's a life coach and a motivational speaker. So she's a transformational radio host, author, and life coach dedicated to empowering individuals to overcome adversity, embrace their purpose, and walk boldly in their faith. Oh, and she's going to tell us so much more. And her husband, Mr. Chuck Mason. Chuck is the multi-award winning owner and operator of Chuck Mason Wet Look, a distinguished leader in the world of automotive detailing with over 30 years of unparalleled experience. So, boss talkers, without another word from me, please welcome on into Boss Talk, Nicole and Chuck. Hello there.
Hey, how you doing?
How are you guys?
We're here.
I'm so happy you have us here today.
Yes, it's so good to see you. Yes. So it's really interesting. So we all met over the phone, actually.
Yes.
We did.
Yes, we did.
So Chuck, when did you meet William Kirby Seals, my husband?
I met him about a couple of weeks ago over at the Kaiser.
Okay. So you guys were chatting it up. You told him about your business. I'm sure he told you about his.
Yes,
And you guys got to talking, and then he called you. I guess it was last weekend, maybe. Was it,
Yeah.
Nicole? Do you remember? And I forgot how we got on the subject, but I asked, I know. I asked you where your wife was from. And she is from Trinidad.
Yeah.
I love that. And so as I often do in William Kirby's conversations, I just jump right in, right? So
I have the same problem.
That's how it happened. That right there.
Yeah, that's hard. So it was so great when you said you said she was from Trinidad. I was like, oh wow, I went to Trinidad last year. And I think you asked me why, or you said that. You jumped in, Nicole, and that's when you said, and I said I did a TEDx talk over there, and you were like, oh, you're a speaker too? And I was like, yes. And she's like, me too. And then we just took over the whole conversation. The guys were like, forget about it. They didn't have anything else to say.
Nothing else to say.
I was like, all right.
Yes. And so when I went to your Instagram, I saw that one of my girls follows you, and I said, oh, I see that my friend follows you, Tiffany, the style curator. And you said, you know Tiffany? I was like, yes. And we both love Tiffany. So shout out to you, Tiffany, soror, and friend.
Nelson Tiffany.
Tiffany and Kelvin.
And Kelvin, yes. So I really love those connections. And what it says to me is that God just keeps his people right together.
And that's true. That is true. We have a small circle. I tell people for years, you think LA is big, but really it's pretty small. We all kind of know each other. The good ones, there are the ones that we know aren't right, but usually we circulate in the same circles, and we kind of know each other. So, you think you're doing something, but yeah, let me tell you something.
Exactly.
Yeah, we know you. We know what's going on. And
it's so important. That's why it's so important to be good to people.
Yeah, exactly.
Very important.
Your reputation will precede you.
Absolutely. And now let's tell them the next little thing. So I send their photo and their bio over to my producer, and she says, oh my gosh, that's Mama Nicole. And I'm like, huh? So my producer knows you from time ago, knows your children.
Yeah.
I just love that. I love it.
And when I finally met her and she said, Mama Nicole, I couldn't see her. And I'm like, there's only people in the industry know me as Mama Nicole. And I'm like, and then she's like, Krista, I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. Small world.
I love it. So this is Love Month, y'all. It's February, and it's Love Month for two reasons. It's Valentine's Day, but it's also my birthday, and that I love that.
Happy belated birthday,
Happy
honey.
birthday.
Thank you. Well, it's actually coming. It's Friday.
It's Friday. Okay.
Yes, Friday. So let's talk about love. So first of all, I always like to know where people meet. So where did you guys meet or how?
Well, it's kind of a long story, but we're going to shorten it for you. But we met online.
You did.
Yes. I was asked by a friend of mine to go up online. I had been online and I was in a relationship and I was kind of done with the whole process and the relationship, and I really wasn't looking for anybody. But my friend asked me to go up online and just to check out this new guy she found. And I'm like, oh gosh. But you have to put all your information back in the day into the stuff to get in there.
Right.
I did. And within 10 minutes, him and another guy hit up my profile. And I'm like, oh gosh, I'm not trying to do that. So, but when I saw his picture, I was like, oh, wait a minute. This one's kind of cute. He had the muscles and the dimples. And I was like, oh, okay.
I love
it.
He's like, let me see what he's working with.
Maybe I need to know. But so they contacted me. I actually thought the other guy was the one contacting me, but it turned out he was the one contacting me. And you could tell it from there.
Yeah, that's kind of how it went. A friend of mine, she's a play sister of mine. She was the one that put me on the site, the dating site. And I was like, girl, I don't know nothing about this computer stuff and these dating sites. And so I just try it. Let me build your profile. Let's take a good picture of you. So she took a picture of me and put me on there. And like she said, shortly after that, once it was posted, then she popped up. And
now that talk about meant to be. I think so. I love that.
And it was funny because I broken up from my ex, and I was actually moving to Arkansas to help a friend of mine who was opening up a theater there and help her with the theater. The same friend that had me go up on that site, mind you. Anyway, so she's opening up a whole theater company. So in a month, I packed up and I was ready to move. I had just met him a little after Valentine's, really. We met. Yeah. So and my birthday. So I celebrated my birthday, which is next month, and so I left, but we kept in touch with each other.
Okay.
And one thing what I'll tell them the story. Well, we met for the first time.
Yeah, we got past the computer.
Yeah, past the computer.
Communicating, the text messaging back and forth on the computer. I'm like, okay, we need to meet.
He begged me. I was like, no. Finally, I met at the Denny's, and I'm like looking, and I'm like, every guy that comes in, I was like, this guy's late. I'm ready to go. Then I see this guy crouched down at the bottom of the door, peeking in, and I bust out laughing because he wants to make sure. Because back in the day, people don't know if they really look like they do on those pictures.
Absolutely. And today too, girl, listen.
Honey,
I've heard the stories.
I have met a few of them. And I'm like, I said, Chuck? And he's like.
Yeah, I walked in there creeping and ducking and peeking around the corner like.
Totally made me laugh.
If it wasn't nothing like that picture, I was going, jet out that door real quick. And she saw me, like, who's this guy? Kneeling down, creeping in here, putting his head up and putting my head down. And yeah, it was me.
That is so funny. So, okay, Nicole, so you caught him. And then what happened?
I caught him. And then we sat down and spoke for about 3 hours.
Yeah, we did.
And then I was like, look, I got to get to work in the morning. I have to go grocery shopping. So it was like almost 1 a.m. when they used to have grocery stores that open real late. And he was like, I'll go with you. I was like, now I got a little scared. I was like, why does this man want to go with me to the grocery store? I'm not even joking.
Just being a gentleman. It's late at night. A woman out there shopping by herself. Come on.
Okay. I was like looking in a way like, okay. I said, okay. So he goes in the grocery store, follows me in the grocery store. And I get the grocery cart, and this one starts to sing in the grocery store. I'm like, oh my gosh.
He starts singing.
Embarrassed me. Yes. He sang from Coming to America. The one someone to love. That.
To be
Oh
loved,
my,
to be loved.
I love it. Oh my gosh, I
I'm
love
Oh,
going
it.
and
to the
let me tell
store.
you, my mouth dropped open.
Oh no, he's not doing
What a baby
Come to
bust out.
America
Yeah,
with Eddie Murphy.
I bust
To
out
be
laughing because I
loved.
knew what he was singing from. And I said, "What is wrong with you?" He said, "You look like Lisa McDowell." I was like,
So I was like Hakeem,
I love that. Like Sherry, and you know what? I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah.
but so after that, the next day he called me again, and I went home, and every time what I did notice about him is every time he came, he remembered what I said, what I liked. He paid attention to what so I would say, oh, let me stop at 7-Eleven. I like a Sobe or whatever, the energy drink. And every time he comes, oh, you don't have to. He had one waiting for me. So he had these little things, and because I don't know, the little things that are important to me.
I
The
love
little things.
that. I absolutely love that.
Yeah. So
I
and
love
then
this whole story.
yeah.
Yeah. My story.
That's what it is. So then after that, so you can tell them the rest.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've always had your drink. Oh, and then when it came to taking her back at the end of the evening, and she would go upstairs, and so I would get her out the car, wait for her to go upstairs, to her apartment, and then she'll give me a call later on, and says, "Are you almost home?" And I tell her, "No, no, I'm not." She goes, "You're not there yet?" I go, "No." She goes, "Where are you?" I said, "Downstairs." I'm still, you're still out front. He said, "Yeah, I'm still here." Remember that?
Yeah. And I was like, again, what's
What
wrong?
is she doing? I love it.
I guess I didn't want the date to end at that time.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Yeah.
I
So
love
that
it.
went on. So when I left, he would call me every day. We would talk, and then eventually he convinced me to come back because what was happening in Arkansas was not really happening the way we were expecting it to. And so he flew to Arkansas. Now, mind you, we had only known each other, what, 3 months? Flew to Arkansas and drove back with me.
Wow.
My
Oh,
all
she
my
was
stuff.
playing hard. You wasn't playing, huh?
When you playing, going
I
back.
ain't mad at that. I now listen, brothers out there. I want y'all to hear this. I want y'all to pay attention. Let's see what the folks are saying out here. So I want to thank Mr. Or Ms. LinkedIn user for saying happy birthday to me. Thank you. I love my birthday. I'm so excited. Hello, Michelle. Good evening, all, she says. So I just ran into Michelle this afternoon at the Celebration of Life, and I haven't seen her in so many years. So thank you for tuning in, sis. It's good to see you. Hey, Susan. Nice to see you. Thank you for tuning in, my girl. And Michelle says they're cute. And she
Thank
said,
you, Michelle.
Thank you, Michelle.
"Yes, so cute. I love it." And thank you, Susan. And Susan, I'm gonna be calling you, girl. We need you at Black Women's Network again. So we'll be talking soon. So listen, okay, I love it. So now you're driving her back. Are you guys a thing or what at this point?
Well, we were getting to know each other, and a thing at some point. I mean, basically, I'd only seen him for a month, and now he flew all the way there. I said, "You're flying all the way here?" I said, "Yeah." So yeah, we became, a thing after that. Yeah,
We did, sure, after
yeah,
that.
yeah. So
Okay.
and then we went on for a long period of time, and we took our time, I would say, because I had been married before, he's been married before, and there's a lot of you know, I would say to anybody out there, one of the things you have to realize is because you don't want to make the mistakes that you made before, and you
Mm-hmm.
don't want to make that person pay for the mistakes of the person before.
Okay, girl, I'm gonna need you to repeat that, please. Go ahead.
Rewind that
Oh,
back.
run that back. But isn't that
Yeah.
so true?
So my intention is like before I met him, I had gone to counseling. I did some things to try and build me up from a marriage that I'd had 18 years. My son's father, and it was not a good marriage, and it was actually based within the church, but
Mhm.
sometimes the old Baptist way where they want you to stay in a relationship even though it's bad.
Yes.
It was something that was like a weight around my neck,
Mm,
killing me daily, right? So I
yes.
finally got out of that relationship. And the thing about it for me, like I tell my girls, and I tell them all the time, don't make the same mistakes of your past, and don't make the next person pay for the things of the person in the past. So he had a whole lot of pain to go to clean out. I had whole lot of pain and issues to clean out. Learning
Mm-hmm.
to trust again, because
Mm-hmm.
that's a big part. Even though we were friends, he introduced me to jazz concerts and all the different things that I realized because I love music, he loves music. That's another thing. And in the beginning, we
And
would go
dancing.
dancing. Yeah,
Yeah.
we would
Ah,
go dancing at and I love to dance. So I'm Trinidadian, so you know.
okay, I love it.
Dropping it like she's hot. But
I,
anyway, yeah.
I love it. I love it. So the
so
folks out here are saying, bless your union. Thank you.
oh,
LinkedIn user, what's your name? Thank you for tuning in. And is this your first time watching Boss Talk? And oh, yay. Hi, Jansen. Hope you guys are doing great. They were my guests last week. Is the missus on too? Hey, Kim. Let's see. I don't know. Is that psychology? Psychology said truly. And I think that came right about the time that you said, don't make someone else pay for your past pain. Uh, trust and pain. Yes. Yes.
yes, yes.
Yes. It is so, so true. And you guys, I think you both know that I'm a licensed marriage family therapist. And
Okay.
so I get women who come in, I get men who come in and they're trying to enter into a new relationship and they're carrying all the baggage,
All
all
of
the
it.
hurt, all the mistrust, all the things that happened in that last relationship. And often their partner ends up paying for it. And so much of the time, y'all, they're not aware. They're not
Yeah.
aware of what they're doing.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And you have to remember people carry also from childhood the pain. So now you have from childhood. Now you
Mm,
have from the bad relationship. So there's so much um it's so much to bring out. You know what I'm saying? So we had to do that. Him on his side, me on my side, and I'm not saying it was easy, but we knew we could not get married. We knew we could not step into the whole situation. And we were older too. And it's
mm,
like I met him when I was 45, you were 50, right?
Yeah.
And when we met.
mm.
So it took 10 years of being together before we even got married.
Wow.
And he needed every bit of those 10 years.
I love it. And y'all got me going now. I love that you say
Because, people forget other people are human. We're both human beings from different life, different cultures, different places. He's born and raised in Los Angeles. I'm from Trinidad, and mostly raised in San Diego and Trinidad. And we're human.
mhm,
We have things. When I was pregnant with my son, I went through postpartum depression. They didn't catch it for 8 years. So I went through that whole period knowing about depression. He went through depression after losing his ex-wife and all the different things. So there was similarities that we could help each other through, walk each other through,
Yeah.
and lift each other up. So if you don't realize the humanity in each other and the friendship that you build in each other, there's not you're gonna it's too much to overcome and
Mhm.
realize. Also, you have to realize that this is the person right for you. You might want a person. Everybody wants a relationship and wants it. I wasn't in a hurry to get a relationship because frankly I didn't even trust my ability to get the right person
Your
because
picker
I've
was
been
kind of
so
off guard.
deluded. Yeah,
Was your picker was a little bit off.
my picker was off. I'm telling you, I wasn't sure. I kept doubting myself, and because I had bad situations in the past, but so much so that I had to introduce them to my family, my brothers and sisters. I'm the last of eight,
Uh-oh.
and
Baby girl.
they all loved him. My ex-husband they didn't like, and then my mom loved him. My mom was like, so she would tell him, I'd have to say it in Trinidad. He said, look now, son, you don't know it yet, I know, but you is my son-in-law. So
I love it. I love it. Now, let me ask you, Chuck, does she go Trinidadian on you every now and again?
Oh man, let me tell you. Does she go Trinidadian on me? Especially when her family calls, or she's on the phone, with them for a while, and you'll notice the accent. It'll just kind of seep
It
out,
just keeps
and
right.
then it'll just be, and then when she hang up the phone, she's still talking, Trinidadian. And her girlfriend would always tease her. Sharon Penix would always tease her. And when they would hang up the phone after she had just spoke with one of her family members, she's like, "All right, Nicole, yeah, come back to America. I don't understand all this, yeah, man, and this and the
I
Trinity.
love
Come
it.
back to America." So
I
yeah,
love
we go through
it.
that, but it just comes out, when she gets around her people.
When she, I understand. I totally understand. I love it.
yeah,
Sociology was
But
laughing.
I love the family. Everybody's great. I love her siblings. They love me, and it's just a great family. We all
Well,
get along.
it's so important though, because we often don't think about like you're not just marrying a person,
Right.
you're marrying a person, their past, you're going to be a part of their future, but there's a whole family, there's a legacy of people that come with us. And
yeah,
so, yeah, and it's important that we embrace those people. But I love too what you said about like sometimes you have to leave certain people out of your relationship and not let family dictate how you're going to show up in a relationship. I find often, and this is a lot of times as younger people too, people come in and they're worried about what their mother or their father thinks or is going to say, or let them make their decisions for them. Now, I don't mean that. It is important that people get to know someone, that they embrace your person, but you cannot. It's important that you don't go telling them. That's what I'm trying to get to. You don't telling them everything that's going on, because one of the things that I tell my clients, you may be upset with your partner, and I mean really upset, and you go and tell your mother, you are still her baby. Now you're going to make up. And when you make up, she may not. And so it's important that we are careful.
yeah. I would say even more than your in my situation, you have to be very careful even with your children. My children are all grown,
Hmm.
and they're very protective over me. So it tends to be like, if anything, they're like, what's going on? So he has grown kids. I have grown kids. I love his kids. I mean, they're amazing young people. And my kids, I we have great kids, but they've seen what we've been through. So any child is going to sit up there and be like, what's going on.
Hmm.
But one thing my girls know, and anybody around me knows, he has a good heart.
Yeah.
He's a good, sweet person. So even if we're human and we don't do everything right, that's the key to make sure you can get through a lifetime with that person. It's
Hmm.
what goes on in their heart.
Right.
Is
Yes.
what if they can be through, walk through the friendship with you, because life is not going to be easy. You're going to have so many ups and downs.
That's right. Well, I love that you said walk through the friendship. Psychology says that's true. My LinkedIn friend says, exactly, I agree. And this is your first time. Well, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you'll come back. And I hope that you will go to YouTube and hit that button and say like and follow us and subscribe because we need you. Let's see. LinkedIn user says, I'm a self-help counselor, street psychologist. Okay.
I hear that.
Absolutely.
I
Those
hear
are good to
that.
have. Those are really good to have. That means you're a good friend. Kim says, hey sis, hey. So they were my guest last week, and like you, Kim is from San Diego.
Oh,
You spent some
okay.
time there too. Yeah. Yeah, I love it. Well, all right. So now you guys have been together. You were together for 10 years, then you got married.
Yes.
And do you think anything changed once you got married? Because I always run into people who are like, no, I'm afraid I don't want to get married. It'll change. What are your thoughts on that?
Do you think it changed?
Because you've been married 6 years now, right?
Yes.
No, it was pretty much the same. You know,
Yeah, for us,
it was like no major change. Like some couples experience that once they get married, like everything changes. But no, it stayed pretty consistent the way it was in the beginning to how it is today. But it never really just shifted. You know.
yeah. I
Right.
mean, but look,
And,
we had to go through learning to communicate more together,
Hmm.
and but that has been ongoing through the whole relationship. It's just learning his way of communicating, my way of communicating. Like I said, we're two human beings from different walks of life, so we
Hmm.
have to learn that the way he thinks, how I think. I went through knee replacement, hip replacement. So we've gone through that together. He's gone through surgery. And, we do life together.
Yes.
And,
Ooh, I
and,
love
and we enjoy doing life with each other. Now, I'm not saying everything's going to be perfect, but we do. I work on helping with his business, and whatever I'm doing, he's there to support me with whatever I'm doing.
that.
But the past few years, maybe about 6 years, it's been surgeries for me, and I have one more surgery. That's why I'm coming back to LA, is to do my left knee. So, but that's part of this walking it out
That's right.
together.
That's right.
You
well,
Yeah.
know,
I've been with her going through the journey through each and every surgery. You know,
Wow, that's great.
it's kind of like sometimes you you end up slowing down to their pace. You know,
Right.
if she's walking with a cane or a walker because she's bone to bone in both knees,
Okay.
and so you learn to adjust and you slow down and you move at their pace
yeah,
as they go through this life journey of getting her body together with all these different issues and surgeries that she's had to
yeah.
go through.
Like when we go to Hollywood Bowl and getting me up to
Flight
the stairs
stairs.
or different things like that.
Yeah.
They have to
But
help
listen,
me.
I love that you still went to the Hollywood Bowl. I
Oh,
just love
Oh
that.
yeah,
You way to
every
live
year,
this life.
every year.
we
I
went to
love
the
it.
Hollywood Bowl and many other jazz concerts.
We've been in the same places. In fact, I've gone several times with Tiffany.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yes, she
Yeah,
goes too. Yes,
You know,
yeah,
that's a place for grown folks. You know, where we go and party and have a good time.
that's
yes,
right. That's right. So
yes,
LinkedIn user says they are friends, so no change. I bet they came closer. Hmm. And she
yes. That,
also says, I pray your knees get better soon. Amen.
oh, thank you, thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I love that you guys are actually, what you're telling us is that you're living out the vows, and that is a beautiful thing. I love that, and I think it's one of the most important things that people can understand also is that communication piece. And let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna send you a video. Um, I told someone the other day, when I get to talk to God, I'm gonna be like, okay, so what is this thing about this communication thing? How you do that? Why you do that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we literally, our brains are made differently. They
Yes.
operate differently. That's it. There's no two ways about it. It's not going to change. What we have to do is make the adjustments. We have to be patient with one another. We have to explain ourselves. And one of the things that I always say is seek understanding. Seek to understand, not seeking to be right, not always needing to say the last thing and all of that. Sometimes you just
And
have.
not always get offended every time there's a request for communication, which we as women, we always want to communicate. Men gets a little tense, she's coming with, oh my gosh, what's this about?
Yes.
But even, learning that is a part of the process. We're still learning that.
Yes.
It's something that's ongoing. We've learned even to the fact of, if we don't communicate, it can all come apart too. So
Right.
it's how important do you want this? And how do you want to keep it together? So yeah, communication is everything.
It is. It really is. And I think that, one of the things my husband I always know that he's thinking or feeling something, and he's not saying nothing, and I'm like, okay, babe, what's going on? No, everything's okay, babe. What's going on?
Mine.
And then like, okay, I feel like there's something, you're not saying anything. It's okay to talk to me. It's safe. But I think that he's not accustomed to a woman being ready to hear without it being a battle. When we don't agree, we're able to work it on out. And I'm usually mad about 3.5 seconds. And then I'm back to, well, okay. And he's not accustomed to that. And so we are coming to learn one another. I'm emotional, he says. I told him the other day, I said, so you think when your voice gets all squeaky and everything, you think that means you're not emotional? But it's always learning. Oh, hey, Connie from South Carolina. Hello there, girl. She says, I love that they are keeping it real. They are honest about being two different people from different backgrounds that learn how to do life together. Soror, this is a lovely episode with a wonderful couple. Thank you, Soror, and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
By the way,
another thing I have to mention is that I had to realize that my husband was sensitive too. We think we're sensitive, but you know what? He is a sensitive man.
yes, indeed.
And he holds in the things that, instead of, because in his past he couldn't say what he wanted to say the way he needed to say it. So he'd rather hold it in because of fear that it could come out wrong or couldn't come out such. And I'm like, I'm the last of a Trinidadian too. We tell it like it is.
Tracy.
You've been to Trinidad, so we very.
I know. I love it.
Yeah. So it's every day. If you want to work this out to the rest of your life, every day you have to understand. We talk it out. We understand his faults, my faults. We're not perfect.
Right. I just like peace. I like peace in my life.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm not a confrontational person. I don't like arguing. I just like peace, love, peace, happiness, and I don't have no time for the arguing and.
Yeah. Exactly. And I'm like that because
that's not me.
My life before, it was a lot of arguing, and I prayed. Literally, they had a poster on the wall that said, "Let there be peace," and I prayed literally all through the marriage and after it for peace. And I wanted a man who brought me peace. I wanted a man who had a sweet spirit and a calming, because I was so tired of the fighting. I didn't want to live like that anymore. I didn't. and like I said, nobody's perfect, but that right here is a person who's very peaceful, very calm. We laugh over the stupidest little things. I'm told by my son and other people that I can't tell jokes, but whatever. We laugh.
Right.
I love it.
We laugh over the silliest things. We show each other stuff. We laugh about stuff. We
Right.
make plans. When you met me, he had never been out of the country. He never traveled, and I love traveling. So we went and we traveled. We went to Europe. We went to different things. So, and we plan to do more. But in every stage of your life, there's ups and downs. The economy's ups and downs, and
Sure.
doing business can be up and down. So with
Absolutely.
all of that, we're riding the wave. We are on a literal wave going.
I love it. I love it. And that's a beautiful thing. We love the water. Let's surf.
you know,
My husband said, I hope we heard her loud and clear, sweetheart. They are still learning how to communicate after all these years. What you talking about, Willis? What you talking about, William?
Yeah. What you talking about?
He always said, he always says to me, I'll be like, well, how come this? No, 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 no. And he'll say, babe, it's a new relationship. And I'm like, new relationship? We've been married 7 months.
wow.
But it's true. It is true. And I think that every single couple that comes in to see me says, and what do you think are some of the issues? Communication. Always.
Yeah.
LinkedIn user says yes, communication, give and take. Absolutely.
And the thing about it is, you got to give your partner room to grow.
Yes.
I had kids young, got married young, and some of that residue, you never got to enjoy life because your life was raising your children. So now we're in our stage of our life where we're about enjoying and different things like that. But that doesn't mean we're still not growing. We're still growing. We're still learning. We're still
Absolutely.
taking every little step. I learn something new every day. He learns something new
Absolutely.
every day. I learn from him. He learns from me, and we're humble enough to say that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
You
I
never
appreciate
stop
it.
learning. You never
Yeah,
stop learning.
You
I
don't. And
appreciate the man he is, and he appreciates the woman I am.
And that's so
Right?
important. Mutual love and respect and honoring. I love that. Oh, I love y'all. So what did Connie say? Connie said communication is key and definitely ongoing. Okay, Connie, thank you. Yes. Oh my gosh. Hey, Soror. Jennifer Capers says, great show, sis. Love this second week that I have tuned in. Well, I am honored. Thank you, my love. Thank you so much. Tune in again. Love you. So listen, y'all, this has been so, so good. So now I want to talk about being in business because I know
Okay.
that you both have businesses and I know that you help one another with your businesses. Tell us what's the key to that. My husband and I are in business as well. Tell us what the keys that work for you guys in that are.
Patience,
Okay.
communication.
Say that
Well, but when I met him, he's had his business since the 70s.
Okay.
And he's a literal artist. I mean, there's people who detail, and then there are people who are paint correction specialists, restorers, and every vehicle is like a canvas for him.
Ooh.
So when he comes out of it, and I actually went one whole year out with him to really understand the business and learn about different things like that. But when I met him, like he said, his friend put him on the internet. He was a little archaic. So he didn't know about computers. So we built a website for him. I built a website for him, and I did different things to make him even come into this era right here. And now he has a social media. We deal with that. But his talent and his word of mouth of who he is, we have made that. Then he's come up with a fantastic product that's amazing. Like one, other detailers use it. So it was natural for me because I'm a person like I've been in the entertainment business and music during showcases, events, and all that kind of stuff, and managing my kid, momager. So when I got with him, I looked at him. When I started working with him, it kind of did it the same way. If you understand what I'm saying, as you would do
Yes.
an artist development or something like that. And it's been an up and down road because it's physically on his back. He's working. I mean, it's the most fascinating thing to see.
I mean, because being CEO of my company, and, dealing with clients, and I have celebrity clients that I work for over the years. I'm constantly out in the field, and I'm going to this mansion, that mansion, this house, that house, this business, to take care of my clients. And so, as far as being on a computer, that's not me. I'm in the battlefield. I'm out here shining up all the California I can possibly shine up.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, and these people have been following him for years and years, and his celebrity clientele, they are so devoted to him. But it's like I wanted to spread the love to everybody, let everybody know about him. And so that was my goal, to learn what he did and then show everybody the man that I have seen, and that's what we've done. So now we moved to Austin, Texas, and we're now starting to start it all over again. He still goes back to LA to get his clients, but
yes,
expanding it to Austin. But it's been a difficult journey because no one knows him here. Right. So now we have to strategically, yes.
I bet they will, and I'm gonna help you with that. Well, my friends are in the air right now, coming back to Austin, and when they get there, I told you already, I'm going to connect you to them, and they're going to connect you to who they've met, and it's going to be an ongoing thing. But let me tell you, when you come to LA, please come and take a look at Sexy Lexi out there in the driveway, because she's really kind of not feeling good, and she's starting to look like
well, I'm gonna have to give her my diagnosis when I get there.
Yes, please come and diagnose Sexy Lexi.
I'll let you know if surgery will be successful or not.
Okay.
Because I've seen some bad ones.
Well, I can't wait to see your work. My husband has just spoken volumes about how amazing it is. He also mentioned that you were kind of a quiet, peaceful guy, and it's so true. And I think that your spirit is kind of aligned with his, and mine and Nicole's are quite aligned as well. So.
Yeah, that would be us.
Yeah, and it's funny because my couple last week was the same. Like Kim and I were like, "Wah!" And her husband was like, "Lay back." And I love those matches.
One thing she forgot to mention too, Nicole has been putting together a wonderful history of a documentary about my life as the Black detailers of LA, the pioneers that started this business.
A man called Reggie
Stover.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
So we've been filming it, to tell our stories, how I started from the hood to Hollywood, everything I went through when I started this business, being a janitor, cleaning buildings and bathrooms, for a living, and doing the detailing on the side, as I was seeking.
Born in the jungle.
I love that.
Or grew up in the jungle.
Yeah.
But, just fighting my way to get from the hood to Hollywood, and it was quite a journey.
Yeah, we filmed a lot, and we have more where we ran out of funding, so I haven't finished the document, but we have the trailer, and we have so much film. We just have a few more episodes and different things to do, but I've been working on that for 2 years. Yes. So,
I love that. Well, when it's set, you'll have to come back on and tell us about it. And I love that. Let's see who's out here now. Hey, Courtney, sis, thanks for tuning in. She says, hey, thank you for showcasing a couple that is mature and understands the values of peace. This couple exemplifies how to do relationship well. Yes, and that is coming from a marriage family therapist, clinical psychologist. So there you
Oh,
have it.
oh
Thank
wow.
you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Derrico. And LinkedIn user, you haven't told me your name yet. Please type it in there so I know you. You said it has been a good show, lovely couple, happy for y'all. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you so much. Well, I want to we're getting close to that end, but I do want to talk about Nicole. Now I know that you're in the industry, you have children that are in the industry, and
Yes.
talk a little bit about what it's like being in a relationship, having children who have businesses and who are entities in their of their own as you all navigate all of these things as a family.
Well, my kids are all grown. My son lives. He's a music producer, and he also owns his own wireless company. And he just started his own platform, which I'm about to tell you about, called
Mhm.
Trinity Social. But
Ooh.
my daughter is a singer, which um, your producer is a good friend of hers. She is the winner of a show called Performing Arts. When they were young, I was their momager, and I managed several people. We brought record companies. I was in a had a relationship with a lot of record companies. We bring them down to San Diego, throw showcases, talk to them about signing. All those type of things is what I did. Development.
Mhm.
Years later, I ended up writing a book and
Mhm.
and doing those type of things. So I now are in a state where I'm concentrating on him and I and my healing. My
Mhm.
son, I'm very proud of him. He's a big producer. Just won a Grammy. And then my daughter, she has started this new company called 360 Creative, where she's literally giving the inside track on how to get in this business and
Mhm.
to do it correctly.
Mhm.
Very powerful what she's doing. I'm proud of her, and of course she is worship leader and different things. I mean, she's just amazing. And my other daughter, she's a producer, project manager. She helps me and helps me produce all my projects and help me with everything. So all of them are literally what was my point, and what different people have asked me to do over the years raising children is seeing what they are about and cultivating that. And
Mm.
that's what I did when they were younger. Even in the midst of the bad marriage and all the different things like that, the key was to let them walk in who God has called them to be.
I love
God
it.
has already told me what my son, and to a certain extent, that the greatness that was in him, my daughters. So it's like my point was to make sure I am following, because they didn't ask to be born, but God wanted them to be born for a purpose.
That is so beautiful. And I hate to say this, but we are running out of time.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I love having you all on. We will have you back because this has been really, really great. And I just love all my couples. This is so good. We have to get together and go on a cruise or something. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's see here I love to hear from my boss talkers. Michelle says she better speak. Amen. And let's see. Oh, we got an introduction. LinkedIn user is Lorna Hawkins with Drive By Agony, a nonprofit from California. Well, congratulations. I love when women are doing their nonprofit thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm going to look you up.
That's like that woman empowerment conference I'm going to put together. So
That's right.
yeah.
Yes. And we have already decided we're going to work together and do some amazing
Yes.
things, y'all. So be on the lookout. So I am so happy to have met you guys a few days ago on the phone and, and to have you on tonight. So boss talkers, I'm going to show you how you can connect with Nicole and Chuck. Connect with Nicole Elizabeth Squires and Chuck Mason Wet Look, Instagram and Facebook at Nicole _ Elizabeth Squires and Chuck Mason Wet Look. I have to let me put up his links though. Hold on one half a second here. There we go. Here we go. So that y'all can now he's in Austin, Texas. So anybody tuning in from Austin, Texas, you will find him there doing his wet look thing. And
Yeah.
he is gonna come back. He is gonna come
Yeah.
back. So we're excited about that time.
Yeah,
So
he'll be back in California next week.
Yeah, I'm
yes.
traveling between 2 states, so California here. Got
All
one leg in each state.
Well, we are going to get together when you guys get here,
Yes.
for sure. Well, Boss Talkers, that's all for tonight. But thank you so much for tuning in. It's been amazing having y'all on here tonight. And thank you for your comments, all of you. And please do tune back in again on a Wednesday night at 6:00 p.m. on that PST time, 7:00 Mountain Time, 8:00 on that CST time, and 9:00 on that East Coast. So we want to have you all back because we just have fun here because we just love life and all the things about it. So y'all jam on to my amazing theme song because I love it and I hope you do too. And we'll see you again. Stick around, you two. We'll see you again right back next week. Peace, y'all, and shalom. Live loved.